They couldn't tamper justice with Mercy Small.
They should pretend small.
Just pretend there.
No, but it's true. We can't. Honorable, this one, dear answer. Yes. You see, when he donated rice on behalf of
Ibrahim Mahama, as communicated on his Facebook page.
Yes, to the prisoners.
Yes.
Nobody complained about the fact that it was rice.
Yes.
Because we've said that prisoners live on what they live on a day cannot even feed cats in some cases. It's very woefully inadequate.
Yeah.
And so presenting food items or food to the people in the inmates of the prisons, that makes a lot of sense. And especially in a time where some of them are Muslims and are fasting, and they would need to break their fast, and they would need the energy to be able to continue with this month-long thing. Yes, it's okay. But then
one of our listeners says it's not even data. It is why it's common sense. Now, who advised the minister to go and give rice?
I mean, when you look at on the face of it, I was trying to be very charitable.
Very, like a mobile.
Yeah. Like my shop is bent in shop and then you bring me rice. Like, what am I going to do with the rice? Is it that he wants them to now start selling rice in those shops?
Rice water.
Oh, come on. You see, when you do
let me
like
tell you, rice is a multifunctional food. It serves as cereal, rice water. It can serve as, what's the name, main course meal.
Charlie, you know what? If you are in a doom, call and speak to now on what she's telling you right now. Telling you that rice is multifunctional.
Of course.
But in the case, what function would the rice play?
Will
they use the rice to rebuild? Or they will sell the rice to get money to rebuild?
You can use rice pop. Ibrahim.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm well.
This thing is flying.
What is
the feeder?
Yes, I know.
Okay. Anyway,
like for real.
So the Edu market.
Unbelievable. It's market men
and women.
But the men were more. Look at the video well.
Yeah,
watch the video.
I get that. In fact, some of them were not even like markets, right?
Yeah, they were boys.
Yeah. So it's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fault them, to be honest. Right. The president was there. He pledged support and then referred the matter to institutions to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say no to do so first, right?
Yes.
Again, Maslog, the boss, was there.
Yes.
She promised them some facilities.
Yeah.
They didn't drive her away.
No.
Right. Okay, I think that
Baumia was also there.
Baumia was there. He gave them 200,000 Ghana cedis.
1,000 bags of cement.
It's not edible,
yes.
right?
No.
They didn't drive him away. Right.
Yes,
good.
Uh-huh.
The point I'm making is that, and I heard Joshua drive at that point quite forcefully.
Yes.
Varied forms of calamities.
Yes.
If my house burns, I need mattress, then I need food.
Great.
My house burns, I need mattress.
Knock on wood.
And then I need
some food.
Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. I will need some bags of cement eventually to rebuild the house. But for now, let's keep
the mattress,
the body and soul together.
Okay, so mattress and food.
Exactly.
And toiletries and other things.
Exactly. And water.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Those things make sense.
So, just as when we were kids and we were in school, there was this calendar called Know Your Ministers. I think
know your people.
The ministers must know situations. You see, so in essence, the rice and then the oil.
Wrong timing.
No, I think that's what was available at that material point in time. So
he has excess. So
yes, so let's give them. But then they also realize that the Ramadan, there's this 20 Ramadan song. They've not been jamming to it. They've not. So they are not observing Ramadan, right? So be it Sunday or Monday, they will not cook rice. In fact, they will be expecting rice from us, and they will have it in abundance.
That's
right?
true. That's
right.
True.
Yes. Great. So
Salaga to Ablikuma is like 20 minutes drive.
It's not that far, and there are many Muslims.
You go do party. Last year we were in your house.
Yes.
Should we come again?
Oh, why not? So see, people have read politics into this and what have you. Yes, a bit of it.
There's a
but
bit of politics,
yeah, there's a
yes.
bit of politics in there.
But then again,
yeah, I
he,
think
he,
that
he read wrong.
Yeah, rice and oil.
The timing, the
the
timing.
timing, and then
For
the,
traders who
the
have lost their
problem at
shops.
hand.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Imagine he had added cash.
Exactly.
And then said,
Mhm.
I'm giving you, even if it is 50K, it says, I'm giving you 50K, I'm giving
Wow.
you 100,000K.
Yes.
And then
100,000 K. That's
sorry,
100,000.
I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, 100K.
Yeah.
You give them 100K and then
Yeah.
you say, oh, take the
No,
rice
that would
to...
have been below the opposition leaders. So no,
Oh.
no, I beg you. That's you see in the books. of this, you don't do that.
You are buying.
Yeah.
And a buy must always do more.
That they can sack you.
Yeah.
They will say that, and we've witnessed that before. They will say that
No.
during the primaries, they said even the one contesting the incumbent
Yes.
paid this much,
No.
and you incumbent
Right.
yeah, so and there were many stories like that. So at least you don't even have to match it. You have to go above it.
Above and
250.
beyond.
Okay.
You get that?
Like we saw in Prophet Adumche's church.
Exactly. And
Our
so,
kata,
and then
the
also,
kata.
and also, so for instance, let's just say Maslog is ready to disperse the money, not from a car boot, of course, but way of dispersing, right? And then as they come for the money, you add the rice and the oil.
Yeah.
The excitement from the money will not even remind them that, hey,
Yes.
because you get the point. See, yes, like I said, it is the lion's den of your opponent. Even though you've made some inroads, you cannot now say that you have more votes in Ashanti region than your opponent. That will not happen.
Sandy said he should have sold the rice and oil.
And then
use
giving the money.
proceeds to buy cement or giving the money to
That's
the...
it. Sandy could have sold this rice for you easily.
He said the minister has disgraced me.
And then the rice was also on behalf.
It's all,
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm just asking. Oh.
Okay.
Why?
If it had been cooked, we could have said leftover. It's not been cooked. It's not like they cooked it, right? And we are not on the lockdown.
This morning people are cooking pound.
Oh no. But Charlie, as for the rice, they haven't found.
Minister,
It
watch.
was so. I want to know who advised the minister.
But
That minister, people have been struck with some level of calamity. Let's go and give them rice.
But you see, I think we reject rice from politicians during campaigns. You saw one in Damango. The young boys, they rejected some track like that. I think that was the first time I saw anybody reject rice. Because usually you don't reject rice. It's like rejecting jollof.
this guy,
He will reject jollof. Yeah, I get that. He's an extraneous variable.
unbelievable.
Yeah, you see. So I think the minister also thought like, who will reject rice and oil? You get it.
Rice is-
Yeah, rice is there. See, and I've related to this before that when we wanted to punish my late mom, she will cook and she does something to you, right? You have done something wrong.
Yes.
Your mother reprimands you,
And then you
and then
wear
you
that.
say you won't eat. That's the way you punish my mother, my late mother. God bless
God
her.
rest her soul.
Yes. So and then she will come and tell you that, oh, you see, you cannot say your anger is visited on food. Because if you don't eat today, will you say you won't eat tomorrow too?
Yeah.
You get it? And you, the victim, or she, the victim, will now become the one that will be at you, how do I put it? You forgiving her because she will be like, okay, you won't eat my food because of what I said, right?
Yeah.
You don't worry, I take it back. Eat the food. It's the same. Food, there, who reject food? But at least the people already are apprehensive. They had mentioned that they were being stopped from reconstructing the
Yes.
so they were a bit apprehensive, right? And so I think somebody didn't read the room. Lesson learned. Let's see. But how is the rice?
Hopefully.
It's at the ministry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Wow. Let's find out what the papers are reporting this morning.
will now be there 2 billion. So this legislation, if passed, gives Ghanaians 2 billion Ghana cedis as disposable income that they can spend. They can pay their children's school fees. They can, build their homes. They can, those of us who want to get married, we can get married with it. Mr. Speaker, 2 billion Ghana cedis is being given back to Ghanaians by the passage of this. And not just this year. If we had continued the legislation next year, another 2 billion Ghana cedis, which would have been paid by Ghanaians to government, would remain in their hands. And then the following year, another 2 billion Ghana cedis. So starting from this year, every year, Ghanaians are going to get 2 billion Ghana cedis.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Finance Minister.
Now be there 2 billion. So this legislation, if passed, gives Ghanaians 2 billion Ghana cedis as disposable income that they can spend. They can pay their children's school fees. They can, build their homes. They can, those of us who want to get married, we can get married with it. Mr. Speaker, 2 billion Ghana cedis is being given back to Ghanaians by the passage of this. And not just this year. If we had continued the legislation next year, another 2 billion Ghana cedis, which would have been paid by Ghanaians to government, would remain in their hands. And then the following year, another 2 billion Ghana cedis. So starting from this year, every year, Ghanaians are going to get 2 billion Ghana cedis.
You just heard the majority leader, Mahama Yaraga, saying that now the Ghanaians have some 2 million or 2 billion?
2 billion.
2 billion
Annually.
Yes. Disposable income.
Yes.
People can do whatever that they have lined up to do. And those of them that want to marry too, they can go ahead and get married as well. Hey, small levy.
I've tried to understand his
analogy.
His analogy, and it's not making sense to me. So, okay, in a year, how much did I spend on
e-levy?
Oh no, you can tell. You can just go to your phone.
No, I'm just saying, is that enough to make me get married?
But the thing is that
sometimes you don't even need money to get married. You know that, right? You remember the time you got married?
Yes.
Do you remember where you were working?
Yes.
You remember how much was on your pay slip?
Yes.
If you do that analysis, you come to realization that, you see, sometimes
I still needed some amount of.
Oh, of course.
But
Which you have needed
from e-levy.
Which you have needed anyway.
Yeah. I mean, not savings from e-levy.
Yeah, I get that. But I think the point he's making about disposable income is that once government is not taking the money from you, you can use it for whatever you want. Even if it's 1 cedi. You can buy matches with it.
Right now, what we are waiting for is the assent, right?
Yeah. And the president should do that on Tuesday. Yeah. If you can do it today. Yeah.
You should do it today.
Because I have decided I'm not sending mobile money again.
Yeah, we are not.
I will not pay any e-levy.
No. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Me self. Everything is cash.
So if I owe you and you're expecting mobile money, please
wait.
We are waiting for President Mahama.
Yeah.
If Mahama does not assent to it, I'm not sending
as quickly as possible.
Simplicity.
Yeah. But it threw
us
us
you
back.
can shift it to the weekends.
Yeah. It threw us back to how and why we even got here in the first place.
You know?
The e-levy conversations. The savior of our economic woes. The fact that it's either we pay road tolls or we rather substitute it with e-levy. Or if subsequently either we go to the IMF or we pay e-levy. We actually said no problem. You road tolls, Yamutu, will pay e-levy. We pay e-levy, we still have to go to the IMF. To me, that was heartbreaking. At least one should have been valid. That, okay, give us e-levy and stop paying road tolls. And the proceeds of e-levy will help us fix your roads. And it will also save the economy. And then subsequently says, okay, pay e-levy and we will not go to the IMF. If you guys don't pay e-levy, if you don't accept, we have to go to the IMF. Okay, we accepted. And we still went to the IMF. So at the time we went to the IMF, I remember many people asking for the levy to be scrapped because we were there already. What was supposed to save us from going there?
Did not save us
yeah,
anyway,
so we were there. And Michael Chilbrefi mentioned that the e-levy picture with him and Senior Hosi
Yes.
was photoshopped. I beg. Yes, he mentioned that. In fact, we have the video. He
said
mentioned it
what?
on our platform.
Again, repeat that.
Again, he said, have you seen the picture? The e-levy
The green
cake, the green cake.
How was it photoshopped?
He said that.
I mean,
And I beg, Photoshop expert.
no, but you know that MP is fond of false news, man. He has a reputation for false news.
He had e-levy ambassadors. Kwaku was the Kwaku our centers.
He
As a report
and one
of
of
the
them,
ambassadors.
one of them said that they should reinstate the policy now. It is beneficial to the
Yeah.
government and the
Yeah,
people.
because it meant that her ambassadorial rule had
Has
ended. No,
ended.
that one ended on December 7th. That one ended on December 7th.
But Michael Ochibefi, he's very fond of.
Yeah. But no, he says it was Photoshop.
Oh.
Well, let's just get
at least
the
we
Photoshop
saw,
people.
we saw
to-
the cake live and living
Let's
color.
speak to Senior Hosi. We'll find one day. If we've got the two of them, it just cannot be that one is Photoshop and the other one is not Photoshop. Right?
Because both of them were in the picture.
Exactly, they were. And then they were beautifully smiling at the e-levy cake. And then there were many people there, including the former second lady, even though I know there's no office like second lady.
Kennedy, yeah. Wife of
Yeah.
the vice president.
Exactly. So how do you say former wife of the vice president? No, he's still the wife of the. You get it. So that's why
Wife of the former vice president.
wife of the former vice president.
Did you notice that when President Mahama was addressing Parliament,
Yeah.
he didn't call his wife First Lady.
Okay.
He said wife of the president.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's instructive. I
Yes.
didn't pay attention.
Yes, he said that. He
Yeah.
didn't say First Lady.
Yeah. That's office. What he says about the wife is personal, so I understand him.
Yeah.
We just before the office,
She was
you had a wife.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, it's very important. It's very important.
Very cool.
Yeah, you know, I'm a gender advocate,
Where?
women rights advocate. In Nigeria,
Nigeria. Look. What? Look, when I saw the video, I was gobsmacked. I could not
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
Look, and he had no shame.
Yeah.
And you know what was annoying me?
No.
His mic was on and he was insulting this lady.
And
And someone kept putting on the woman's microphone. I said, why are you putting off her mic? Let her speak.
yeah,
Pound for pound.
yeah. And they
Oh,
also
yes.
attempted putting off his. They put it off and he puts it on.
Yes,
So
but
here's
you
the
see-
thing. There's a senator, a woman,
Yes.
who has leveled
accused-
sexual harassment
yes.
allegations against the president of the Senate.
Yes.
And so the
And
committee has
they've
been put together.
ostracized her like
Yeah.
something.
Like a plague.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a 70-year-old. Oh, Charlie.
Can you imagine?
Nigeria.
You don't repeat.
Nigeria. No, I'm not going to repeat that.
Of course.
Nigeria. Oh, God.
Saying that an F at 70 is still an F.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Pray that you get to that 70.
That's the point.
And you see,
I say, I'm a
he's-
lawyer. You see, yeah, Charlie.
the things I want to see, I cannot see on the radio.
Thank you.
But
So-
it was bloody.
Yeah.
It was, and you see,
Yeah.
everybody was trying to calm the lady down.
Yeah.
How the heck
Yeah.
deal with the guy?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
How
the
the
guy
heck
that was
is
a
the
problem.
But has
But
that
it's-
not
it's-
been how we've addressed issues?
But to me, the committee itself was
Yes, the
useless.
chair
No,
was
you,
sitting there.
the entire setup was useless. I've leveled an allegation against the Senate president. And then you constitute a committee in the same parliament, in the same
How?
legislature. Like how? So what? They are going to run tests?
It's just like how
And then,
it's just like how we have issues with the police investigating
yeah,
itself here.
yeah.
Parliament investigating its own issues
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
What has become of the chaos at the appointment committee?
Oh, forget it. The speaker said he had dissolved the appointment committee. Days later, the same appointment committee members sat and then they did what they had to do. And then
They vetted
Yeah.
deputy ministers.
Yeah.
Time no day.
yeah, time no day like that.
It's
I'm really
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ah,
It is what it is. So, for e-levy, yesterday on the floor of Parliament, you know, they asked all those in favor say aye.
then the minority said that.
We're hoping to hear just one nay.
They said no.
Well, I mean that minority kicks against
Yeah.
abolition of e-levy.
They were silent.
Yes.
But
said
they
it.
called for a vote on one of the.
Yes.
And it turns out the minority side was 58 and the other side was 126.
Yeah. So there's special import levy
Okay.
that had a sunset clause.
They've extended
That
it to
is
2028.
2028. Yeah. So that was it. It's
So it's like ESLA.
It's
how
like
they
ESLA.
because ESLA also had a sunshine clause,
Exactly. And
and
then
by
the mining-
sunshine clause it means that it has a limit
Yeah.
to like there's a time limit for it. So
Yeah,
we are
to
setting
expire.
that between 4 years we are going to collect this particular levy,
Yeah.
after which
It
we will
will
not
expire.
take it again. But they've decided to extend it
Yeah.
to 2028.
It's 1%. 1% import levy.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one that was voted on.
And what was this back and forth in relation to one of the minority side members wanting to speak? And Apenyo was insisting that they should let it's a woman. When he started, it's a woman, I was like, no, bro.
Yeah.
Now you want to play the
No,
gender
then-
card.
Yeah, they do that.
I know they do.
Special treatment.
Yes.
For women.
I do
And at her side, there are not many of them.
I do
About
appreciate
10 of them lost.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But then the speaker was saying that we had come to an agreement.
Yeah, maybe
Other
three here, three
yes,
here.
And then even with the three,
Yeah.
we had given room for another
Yeah.
person to
And
speak.
time no
So
dey like that.
yes, so can we make they stayed on it for a long time.
If the one had been allowed to speak, she would have been done, probably gone
Yes,
home, come back.
I was surprised.
And then
You
he
know,
was so honored.
at a point, I just said, "Well, if you had just allowed her to speak, so
Would have-
debate here, debate there, we would have made some progress." But
Yesterday, again on E-Levy,
Yes.
Frank Anodompre, the minority chief whip,
yeah,
I think got his bearings wrong, right? And then he was saying that government was seeking to reduce the rate to 1%, and he was forcefully arguing on that. And his own people were pulling him. So he put off his mic, and then his attention was drawn to the fact that no, if he's to make an argument about 1%, it should be when the bill was coming in the first place. It was supposed to be 1.25, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And then
1.5 reduced to 1.25.
yes, and then it came all the way to
finally
1%. So Bernard Ahiafo realized the damage, and so he sat down and said, "Okay, so we let it go." Bernard Ahiafo said, "No. Leader, minority chief whip, say, what were you saying? Let's hear you. What on gaming?
Yeah.
Yes, some people play aviator, many other things like gaming in general.
yeah.
Every tax on the winning when you play any game of chance is gone.
Okay.
Not just that, the one that was not even implemented, the lotteries one,
Yeah.
that one is also gone.
So how is it for Kiswa Bejikes here?
So they promised Ketwa.
They've given Kessie.
Yes.
Oh,
So
okay. I
Atoforsen
get that.
related to that.
Ah.
Yes. And then finally,
Wusie-
the Wusie
Wusie
tax
tax.
that we never paid. We never
Yes.
paid. And see, the day that Adongo tagged it, Wusie tax, that was the day that government was discouraged. Because, like, how are you going to explain this? Like, so it was never implemented, to be fair. But it says that, see, if there's a loaded gun, chances are if you fire, the bullet will come out. So how about you disable the loaded gun? So that's what government has done. Government says, okay, so we won't leave it for somebody to come and say, okay, now I want to implement.
Yes.
We've abolished it.
Yeah.
So there's
One-
no missing.
One of our listeners, his name is Solomon. He says, "I'm Solomon Jagre from Kunsu." He says, "E-Levy away, we are free. My regards to Honorable Abu Sadiq." Okay, I'm sure Abu Sadiq has heard you,
Yes,
Honorable.
Abu Sadiq has
Yeah,
said it.
So,
Yes. So and the tax on unprocessed gold.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
It's-
also been removed.
That's equally gone. Yes. And the finance minister mentioned that the gold board legislation is ready. I've heard the one managing it, I think Sami Jenfi,
Yeah.
say that it's seeking to do what Cocoa Board is doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He told
So
you that in Parliament.
nobody will be allowed to export gold aside Gold Board. I find that problematic.
Well, I hope that these are in the initial stages,
yeah,
right?
yeah, so yeah.
Further consultations
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
would be done or should be done
Yeah.
for other interested or stakeholders. I beg your pardon, to also chip in
Yeah,
their thoughts because
People have been given license to do this. People, their livelihood is around gold exportation. At the point, Joanna Jankujo, I don't know whether I can add the Kujo, but that's her name. What's the name?
Why? Yeah.
Was oh no, like I'm in Fee Central MP.
But why-
She was the
But why do you say
highest.
you don't know if you can add
Oh
a
no,
picture?
but now I think she's not using it, right? She's not using the
Okay.
Kujo, something like
Okay.
that. Yes,
That's fine.
but yes, to the Amenfi Central MP.
Yes.
At the point, she was the highest gold exporter in the country.
Wow.
Yes, and so I think they should find a way of working this out, just so we don't come here and be telling these stories. In fact, even with cocoa board, there are some cocoa farmers who think that the monopoly has not been helpful to them.
Yeah.
And you see, I remember some of you told you that also in Parliament.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was on set with Kwame Jantua and some 2 other economists.
Yeah.
And they also said, no, this is problematic.
Yeah.
Yes.
This whole good board thing,
Yeah.
be like cocoa board.
Yeah.
Now, cocoa board, one no.
That's
You've
the
not really
thing.
been able to see
That's
how
the
cocoa
thing.
board
Yeah.
Because I mean,
you can. The state has the muscle.
Yeah.
It has the might. It has the authority. The state can muzzle out any other player in the sector.
Yes.
Let it be. Don't say that you are placing a ban on any other entity exporting gold. But if you have incentives, if you are buying at a rate that is enticing, they will bring the
of
gold
course,
to you.
that's it.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is to make their gold more attractive
Exactly.
in terms of pricing, and most likely a lot of people will come towards them. All right, let's go to what the papers are reporting this morning. I'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. You know, whenever I say Daily Graphic, I remember Manifest. It says Daily Graphic on the Daily.
Yeah.
So front page, Parliament abolishes e-levy. Bill awaits presidential assent to give effect. President nominates 71 MMDCEs for 8 regions. Petition against Chief Justice lawful. That's according to lawyers.
Yeah.
And commercial disputes take 900 days to resolve. Ooh, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
And yeah, that will be it for the Daily Graphic.
The Ghanaian Times this morning. President named 72 DCs in 8 regions, pending approval by assemblies. I saw a woman, I think in the Sunyani enclave, who had posted something not really cryptic, saying that politics is a very complex business. So I was wondering why. And as she's done. She wrote that she's done.
Oh.
Yeah, and I later realized that she was in the race, pole position to be DC, and she didn't get. She says she's done.
It's not easy. It's not for the faint-hearted.
No, at all. Ghana ranks high in labor, utility services, and business insolvency. That's according to a World Bank report. Parliament approves abolition of e-levy. This one like Aboriginal protection rights. Abolition of e-levy. Yeah, Ghana Traditional Council.
Hey, Ghana Traditional Council.
Ghana Traditional Council.
Traditional Council.
Ghana Traditional Council bans drumming, noise making in Ghana, Mashi, May to June 11. So
That's
May 12 to June 11.
It's good that we have put the notice out early so that
Yeah.
the people who have been trying to tinker with the process, we
Yeah.
can have a conversation with them if they try to be.
So this one by
This
June.
one is not. It's not by June.
By June 11, it made a day. This one is from May 12 to
do you know
June 11.
Do you know the many people that are relieved when
Oh yeah, of course.
when the ban is in session?
Yeah.
You have no idea.
I have 3 churches just behind my window. So yeah, I'm the greatest
All of
beneficiary.
those were
Yeah.
Yeah, and for instrumentalists
There was
also in
yeah.
the jurisdiction. It's also Cocoa season to
Okay.
now go and play elsewhere.
Yeah, that's
what we
true.
call Shabo.
Yeah, that's true. There's a church called the Zion Church, right? This is Zion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the churches there. They have seized. The boys were playing football, right? And I think they kicked the ball onto the premises of the church. So they have seized it. So I was passing and I realized that actually the kids were struggling to get the attention of the church. It was a Sunday, and of course the service was active. And so there was a lady entering the church, and I told the lady that, oh, these are kids, right?
Take it for them.
They are playing. So when you go, you alert whoever sees the ball that they should release it. We will speak to them so they don't overkick the ball, right? So we're there, and then a man came, and I said, "Oh, okay, so you are an elder." So I said the same thing, right? And so he says, "Oh, but why am I addressing him like he was the one who sees the ball?" And I said, "No. I'm addressing anybody who is going to this church, right?"
Yeah.
Apparently, he was the one who sees the ball. So subsequently, he told me that yes, he was the one who sees the ball. And I said, "Oh, we give it to them. See, you guys have been disturbing our peace. We've not been complaining. So at least something must give." I said, I told them. And he said, "But we are not the only people here." And I said, "No, but when I get that address, I'll tell them."
He doesn't know that you are the king of savage.
Yeah, so basically, I beg the ban. I think we should do like half a year or something. It will be helpful. But instrumentalists, I'm also more break a crack. Obi about don't sorry, they will go disco. So, but disco is even okay. It depends on where the disco is located.
Ibrahim. You know.
So that was it for the Ghanaian Times this
Let me
morning.
continue with the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. E-levy, gold betting, lotto taxes gone. There's also Mahama named 71 new MMDCs for 8 regions. NDC not committed to Galamsey fight. Richard Ahiang, but yesterday they had a press conference talking about. Oh, nah, they allow something must give.
Exactly.
You know,
He left small. He said
talking about
less.
so many things and. Yesterday on Starr today, we had Mustafa Gbande react to the concerns raised by the NPP. And Ahiangba says, when it comes to Galamsey, John Mahama has 0 commitments. Yeah, all talk. No show, no action. Yeah. And it's interesting to hear that because we've seen what happened in 8 years. And we've seen what commitment to Galamsey has achieved in 8 years. And so if in 3 months we are already saying that the NDC has 0 commitment, that's very rich.
It tells you that in 4 years' time, and we pray not, that Galamsey still becomes a political campaign tool. And that means that this government ought to get it right. See, the ravages are very evident, right? And many people are seeing the damages to the environment, to the water bodies and what have you. So it's difficult to paper on this matter. That's why it's important that this government gets it right from the word go. To be honest, if this government in the next year or 2 is still struggling to contain Galamsey, that's it.
True.
That's it.
This is where you say it is finished.
Exactly. Proper. It's not complete. Finish. You know, there's a between complete and finished.
Anyway, so April 30 D-Day for Akwitia MP. NS Kumi is also still not a free man like that. So he has so much to deal with. So by April 30, then we'll get to know how it all settles for him. Skytrain probe, national security questions. Ameu, Jean Peter Ameu, John Peter Ameu is on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. That's it for the Daily Guide.
Okie dokie. Let's find out what other papers are here. Ibrahim, you've done the Ghanaian Times?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Okay, let me bring you the Hawk newspaper.
Nice one.
Front page. From spy chief to property tycoon.
Tycoon.
This is in reference to Dubois. So they say Dubois funneled millions into estates.
Have you seen a video of the estate? This a picture that has been reproduced. I've seen a video.
I've not seen it.
I think they are selling the properties, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And so there's a video, more or less like a small. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
The Oyarifa property.
Yeah.
It gives a very good
Aerial
shot
shots and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what's
so you
up.
see, it's not like Anyway.
Okay, we'll get you one.
I would.
No,
I
for
would
now
do
the
that.
state. They say no. That one you have to go and buy from the state.
Okay.
For now, all things being equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not settled yet.
Yeah, that's all things being equal.
I don't know.
But at least he invested in Ghana.
Buy Ghana, think Ghana.
Yeah.
Other stories. After strike and vigil.
What Joshua wanted to add there, he cannot add. He was going to say Thief Ghana. Can you imagine?
I recuse myself.
This is something.
dissociate
This is something
myself
Alaji himself was to say.
Exactly. So I don't know why he's beginning with my name.
This is something
if you
he
want
now
to say
will
your thing,
talk.
Say your thing. I mean, what I'm saying is
Buy
the fact
Ghana.
that we've
Where
seen
Ghana?
instances where we've been told
Invest
that
in Ghana.
people,
Buy Ghana.
people really have had access to some funds, and all those funds have just flown out of the country.
Yeah.
But these
Capital
are funds that are
flights.
still, exactly. These are funds that are still in the country.
It's
so.
difficult to get land anywhere else than here. So, really.
The houses we build here, they are mansions abroad. It's not easy to get that kind of space to do that.
Exactly.
Their spaces are well economized when it comes to living. And so this huge compounds we have with 6 bedrooms and stuff like that, these are high-end buildings also. Hey. And garage.
And garage.
Other stories, after strike and vigil. When I said strike, I remember Closac. Are they still on strike?
I think that died a natural death.
Are they still on strike?
To be honest, nah.
They'll get tired. They'll start going.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So after strike and vigil, Radio Gold and NTA chief called truce.
Yeah, I was
they played a
wondering what that was
classical
about.
on the
My
man.
friend,
Amelowosi.
Amelowosi. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm sure
Mr.
she's.
Biko.
I'm sure if she's not on there, she's listening. Yeah, I will have to find out from her because apparently it was mistaken identity.
That's the issue. Oh.
Mhm.
Other stories. Triple petitions, one target. Chief Justice fate in limbo.
And she's been speaking. You have
No,
this, huh?
so yes, we need to put it in context that the video you see of the Chief Justice making the round is not a current video.
Oh, okay.
This was in November 2024.
Oh, wow.
When she was speaking at an engagement.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and
What was there an onslaught on her at that time?
in November, yes.
Before the elections?
Before the election, there had been is that not when the petition had been submitted?
Azar's petition.
I don't know. I think it was
Yeah,
around that time.
yeah.
I was listening to our lady chair on ensuring that you have the competencies to be in the place that you are put. And I was reminding myself of recent conversations when people would say to me, "You have held up. You have done well in this onslaught." And I realized that what has held me up is the assurance of competence. Simply, no decision that I have made in my role as Chief Justice or in my capacity as President of a panel of the Supreme Court has come from anything but a knowledge of law. No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law. And the only answer one can give to all the hand-waving is the legal answer, unless we want something else. But I am quite sure that Ghana as a society is not looking for chief justices that bend and give them something other than law. And therefore, here I am. Everyone gets the law.
So that is the Chief Justice. She was speaking in November last year. I think it was around the time when the petition of Kweku Azar was also there. I don't know if it was then around that, but this is not a video that, a submission that she provided right after this petition. It was in November 2024, just to put matters in context there. But, you know, people find it
Very convenient.
looking at the times we're in to recall it. So you know that it was originally posted by Ghana News Agency, and talked about it that, you know, is about the law and mentioned the date of it. But in the subsequent reproduction on other pages, they do not state the date. So many people are confused and thinking that it's a very recent submission.
It's not. It's not.
So
I would have been surprised. She spoke into it now. In November it could have been much more safer. But this year. Anyway,
well, let's see how it goes.
Daily Post this morning. Fuel stations to operate 24 hours. Energy calls for security agency support. Okay, I'm coming. I'm getting two stories. The initial one was that we'll have automatic fuel dispensers, right? And that was supposed to be for the 24-hour operation of fuel stations.
It's part of it.
And then I had a legitimate question that I asked that the MPA doesn't procure fuel vending machines for these fuel stations, OMCs. They do the procurement themselves. The MPA is a regulator. So how is that going to feature? And again, 24-hour economy is supposed to give you 3 shifts. The machines will be taking over the shift, and then that's the one shift people will have to descend to. So that would have been counterproductive, right? And then but the other positive argument was that, if you need fuel to do your work 24 hours, the vending machines are there that you can go and then get your fuel. So that is to fuel your 24-hour operations. Yeah. But now we are also told that security will be provided.
Yes, which
And
means
that ought to have been the case, because the police service has created a 24-hour security unit.
Secretariat.
Yeah, secretariat. That if you're a company and you want to operate 24-hour economy, that's where you should go to, and then you will be provided with the security.
Then I'm sure that the fuel stations along the Blue Ashalaja stretch will now operate, because sometimes by 8 p.m. they've already closed because of attacks.
Yeah.
That's what I was told, that they were constantly being attacked. So there are like 3 gold stations that
They don't operate.
they close very, very early. So I mean, this is good. But you see, one of the things that we've also been told or heard is that the whole concept of 24-hour economy should be demand driven.
Yeah, most definitely.
Do we have demand for
fuel
that at that time?
I think so. I think that we will not have all fuel stations operating throughout the night. No, that's practically impossible.
Yeah.
But I've heard accounts of drivers shorting fuel in the night.
No, that's really fair.
Yeah.
That I've heard.
That's.
But I also know of some fuel stations, especially along the La Beach Road, that operate 24 hours already.
Okay, meaning there's the
So
demand for it.
that demand is there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it
So
should,
it should be demand driven.
it should not be.
It's not be wholesale.
Demand
No.
driven and also security
Oh yeah.
appropriate. Yeah.
So along the La Beach Road, for instance, there's a filling station right opposite Labadi Beach. They operate almost 24 hours.
24
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know even vulcanizing shop in Kaneshi, that is 24 hours.
Oh nice.
So there was sometime around 1 a.m. I best the time.
Wow. You
And
went
then someone directed me there.
Went to Kanish.
Nice. Anyway,
Nah,
so
where's Sunny?
the other headlines from Daily Post. Parliament approves scrapping of e-levy, emission levy, and then betting tax. President Mahama releases first list of MMDCs. Professor Bokwin commends government on tax policy reforms. So that's it.
The new crusading guy this morning, NPP rather tackles Mahama for failing to combat illegal mining.
In government, you don't tackle anybody.
Yeah.
You tackle from opposition.
In government, you defend.
Yeah, you defend.
Yeah. And NHI to expedite reimbursements to healthcare providers. Very, very good. And then adhere to ban on drumming and noise making. Got traditional council to citizens. Small-scale miners fight Akwitia NDC chairman over alleged harassment and extortion. I don't know why he has a picture of Johnson and Sidney Ketia rather on the front page. And then Samir Oku to unveil a coupon Ofie market. And coming up, New Minerals Commission sold its cantonment property to a private developer. The New Crusading Guide is reporting this morning.
All right. The Daybreak newspaper. Edum fire victims reject Muntaka rice. Return missing.
That would be a nice brand though. Muntaka rice.
Yeah.
Where is Kofi Wayo?
Exactly. We had Wayo rice. Chak Wayo rice.
Where is he?
He's around. I've been asking myself, but I'm told he's around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Other stories. Fidelity Bank MD reaffirms commitment to CSR and SMEs. Oh, okay. And yesterday too, they said that they're taking some action with regard to the warning that came from the Attorney General with regard to activity on accounts owned by
You need that PR.
Edu
That PR is
Boahene.
necessary. Yeah.
Yes. Is that what
That PR is necessary.
is important? Yes. How did it go?
Oh no, I mean.
You spoke to them?
No, I.
He attended it for us.
Okay. I thought it was a press release.
No,
but the Don himself was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. No, so a question was asked
Yeah.
the MD as to how they felt about it and what they had done. He
Yeah.
says, well, as managing director, consistently his ears are on the ground to hear anything Fidelity.
Yeah.
So when he hears Fidelity, is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah.
Is it on the middle ground? And so when they heard it, it was very clear for them that, well, this is a normal thing, like
Transaction.
anti-money laundering act and all those things that are given to banks to comply with.
Yeah.
So once the directive was given, they just complied with the directive.
Yeah.
And what they are not happy about is the fact that people seem to misconstrue what the Attorney General said to indicate that they had facilitated.
Oh, they are
And they
complicit
said,
in it. Yeah.
as for that one, when you bring money to them as a bank, they cannot ask you where did you get the money from.
Exactly.
When you are withdrawing money, the bank cannot ask you why are you withdrawing this sum. The minute I start asking you that, you close your account.
Exactly.
Because
it will be bad for business.
It will be bad for business. Then again, there's nothing that prevents you from withdrawing from your account.
Yeah.
So once that is happening, that's not a big deal. They would comply with it and make sure that they are not facilitating or aiding anything. But then once a directive has been given that secure the accounts and until further investigations are concluded, they've also decided they've actually complied with it. And as I'm sure that as the other banks have also done, they've also just moved in that direction.
Brilliant response from the
Julian Opuni.
Yeah, there's MD for Fidelity, because I've equally seen, read some negative comments against the three named banks, right? So I was asking myself whether it was even fair for the Attorney General to go ahead and name the
banks in the first place.
Yes, in the first place. And then the questions that many people were asking is, okay, how come an individual is able to move such huge amounts of money from one bank to the other without raising any eyebrows or red flags? And then I said, okay, there's something called FIC, right?
Yes.
FIC is supposed to monitor and then flag these things. You don't put that burden on the bank. The bank is dealing with the customer. Customer says, I need my money. Bank says, here is your money. The day the bank says, you can't get your money, it's a red flag for the customers.
Exactly.
Right? It means you are insolvent.
Yep.
That's why there is a body that's supposed to monitor and say, hey, this bank, hold on, you are moving this money from here to here.
The responsibility is on the FIC.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so when I saw those negative reportage about how the banks were facilitating, I was like, I mean, how can some people decide to go on that tangent? Because clearly the banks, I mean, my little money in my little bank account, the bank cannot ask me why I'm withdrawing my money. No. I bring my money and ask them when I need it, I go for it.
Yeah.
The only thing is that you'll be told that, okay, per this, there's a limit to how much you can take. But depending on the kind of
but it depends on
it
depends on which bank though, and then if it's an investment, because there are people who have invested, they are unable to assess their investment in certain banks.
So choose the bank wisely.
Exactly.
Choose the bank you work with wisely.
No, sometimes you have chosen wisely, but at the time you chose, it was very wise. But now, hey.
So I always advise people, if you want to put money somewhere,
Yep.
make sure that the company has a track record
Yep.
of delivering.
Yeah.
And then
Anyway.
or what? Ibrahim, or what?
Or you see, sometimes the problem is not just the politically exposed persons, but what the politically exposed persons do. You get it? Oh, we have many politically exposed owners of financial institutions. You can be rest assured that come hail or brimstone, they will swim. You get it? True. But when some people misbehave, it's like, oh, okay. Right. So there are many people who are unable to access their investment as we speak. And it doesn't look like they can in the nearest future.
Oh.
It's sad.
It's not easy.
Yeah. So with that, Fidelity Bank says there's no complicity anywhere. So
all right.
Please, the negative reportage.
Okay.
Let's seize that.
Other stories here on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper. Return missing Land Cruisers. Retired generals ordered. And GPHA and GRA strengthen collaboration. I'm done with the Daybreak.
Let me give you Ken Crunch's searchlight. Uncle Ken.
After failing.
Go to court if you have a good case and stop the media trials. MPP to
Are you sure I'm reading the same day?
Yes. Look at the top left corner.
Sorry.
Now, after failing for 8 years, NPP lampoons NDC over Galamsey.
How? Is this a satellite?
Oh, satellite. He's no longer NPP. He said that. Oh, he resigned.
Moves to settle 270 million cedi debt of Ghana Armed Forces. Charlie, to the debts there is like every sector there is a debt there. Asenso Boachi rubbishes NPP's Cape Coast Airport promises, and Employment Minister assures youth jobs are almost ready. They are cooking. Yeah. So by now, if it is the rice that was donated and was rejected, if you're cooking that rice, by now it's almost getting to the point where you can start.
I hope it's not one of those short term.
Using for cooking. Or cooking there, if you time it, it's supposed to be like what? Especially if you're using rice cooker. Or this one you want to use.
You know, there are times I don't want to use a rice cooker to cook.
No, you know, at the point
you want the smoke in there.
No, I don't want smoke in there, but
rice cooker because he likes akaka.
Hey, it's a very typical Kanzo.
Ah, Kanzo.
So Rashka will not give you Kanzo.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't like it.
It's a very
So
typical.
I remember at a point we had one. It was useless in the house,
Yeah.
unless maybe we want to cook for ourselves.
Yeah.
But my father would not allow that.
But the things people did with rice cookers in schools,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soup.
There was a guy who blew our fuse. The whole, that would be E-block. Come out. He was cooking bambara beans.
And it blew.
Yeah.
How long did he put it on for?
Bambara beans is like 12 hours.
No, that takes 12 hours.
My sister.
No, he just doesn't know how to cook. I cook beans with mine.
Bambara beans. I don't know free cinema on the bambara beans. But we were telling him saying that you know how to cook.
I also use my rice cooker for everything.
Yeah, including bambara beans.
Yeah, no, I didn't cook bambara beans on
That's
Kabai,
it.
but
That
I
one, you
cook,
see, you go for lectures, come back and top the water.
I cook beans with it.
Oh yeah, beans there. Yeah.
So
It's normal.
I did my stews, my bean stew. I did my jollof and stuff, all in the rice cooker.
Yeah, that's why the Voltaireans, the cockroaches. Yeah, that's what the things they do there. You go to one room and there are 4 refrigerators.
No,
That thing must be banned
our fridges
because they don't share.
Listen, our fridges, we don't keep our fridges in the room unless you have one of those special rooms. But most of the main hall and annexes, we don't keep it. There's a fridge room where people keep their fridges, and one room is entitled to one fridge because if everybody brings a fridge, it means that there will be no space. So
But it's still
each
managed.
so each room manages with one fridge from a person.
From one person.
One person.
And then you
So
send
you
yours
yes. No, you don't have to bring it.
But how do you know when you are coming?
Who is bringing it?
Yes.
So when you get in, you survey.
Oh,
When you get in and you know your roommates,
Yeah.
you survey. Then if you are bringing one, some people bring it there and then
Exactly.
when they are coming in.
Yeah.
So when you see it, then you realize that you don't have to.
Is it locked?
Yeah, you have to lock it. Hey,
And then
you lock
all
it.
of you have keys.
No, the key is in the room. So when you want to,
Then you will
Yeah,
take. Then it's as good as not locking it.
but why? It's for the room. It's for the room. So
Not the tab-
How about rice
four in
cooker?
a
That
room.
1 to 1.
No, rice cooker. Everybody has their rice cooker
Everybody has
because
their rice
maybe somebody's cooking their rice. You want to cook bambara beans like
Yes,
this. Your
that's-
friend
That
did.
will blow fuse.
Hey,
Yeah,
you want to
sorry.
go and blow somebody's rice cooker?
Yeah.
No. So
Okay.
yeah.
What about the guys who are using heater to?
Yeah. But in fact, they were also using burner as well, electric burner.
Yes, because we don't use gas on campus,
Yeah.
so we
Yeah.
use electric burners.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's it.
But if not water, then you plug heater and put
That
it-
thing is
Yeah,
very
that one.
dangerous. Some people do
Then
that
put-
and use
yeah.
it to
Put
cook
macaroni.
spaghetti
No,
and the like.
before
not right.
kettle scale.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
what we were using.
But it's not. It's one of the
We
safest.
know.
mediums, yes.
No problem. Once there's heat. you
But
can-
we know what boys did back in school. They were
Oh,
using
yes.
pressing irons to
Irons,
cook
yeah.
spaghetti and everything.
Yeah.
So,
It's
but it's
not
not the
even-
safest thing
No,
to
no,
do.
no, it's dangerous.
Yeah. So
So like people would die. It
It's
can
crazy.
kill
Oh, yeah.
easily.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because electricity, my mother would say it doesn't have mother, it doesn't have father.
Oh yeah.
So it's no respecter of persons.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that the day that students are asked to pay for electricity,
Yeah.
all public universities will collapse.
Yeah.
The things we were doing on campus. In fact, even when I was campus, I was asking myself when the University of Ghana pays bills.
Yeah.
And if it did they pay realistic bills?
Bills. Yeah.
Because, boy, shower. They stand under, oh gosh.
You
They release their
yeah,
frustrations under
you
it.
know, and I also used to think about it all
Yeah.
the time, especially we using the electrical burners
Yeah.
because it saps a lot of energy. But then again, they are considering the risks that come with
Yeah.
the gas,
Oh yes.
and that's why they
more serious.
opt for that.
Yeah.
But Eugene, don't you people owe ECG?
I'm sure we do. But the thing is that
No,
the people that they will send,
universities
their
too.
managers that will send them went to that school. So
It's the University of Ghana.
Exactly.
But you
For a
know,
reason.
sometimes I feel that the university should be the ideal world we want to build.
That's true.
It should be a self-sustained institution.
Thank you.
Such that we shouldn't see, you know how sometimes the waste is poorly managed in some
Yeah.
parts of campus. I wish that, on campus, you would see, waste being disposed properly. We recycling our waste, we generating our own power, having alternative means when it comes to storing water, harvesting rain, all these. I really would wish that is so you see that the university is your model
Yeah.
or ideal world you'd want to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
as a country.
That's true.
But that's not something I think we have really
Yeah,
paid
like you
attention to.
mentioned, recycling.
Yes,
and
recycling.
everything.
Yeah, and because we have amazing science students.
Who
They're
go
very
solar,
brilliant
yeah,
people.
Who go solar?
What recommendations are they doing? What innovations are they coming up apart from Aprotech?
Yeah, appropriate technology.
Apart from the Aprotech where we lay down our baskets to pick
Yeah.
the porridge and then the
Yeah.
bread and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
else are we really doing that the university is benefiting from that we can expand on a large scale for the
That's
country?
true. When you go to Harvard,
Yeah.
they are implementing some of their innovations.
Yes.
That's benefiting the immediate surroundings. So it's like, of course, when you go to UCC, they tell you that there's a community within the
school.
UCC, the
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
and there are even Palm 1 tappers there, right? Imagine that appropriate technology is deployed,
Yes.
and it's able to, for instance, take that community from the national grid.
Yes.
And that UCC is able to generate its own power supply, and the community members are benefiting from it. Imagine that Opongulu is no longer on the national grid. Why? There's a certain University of Ghana that has an engineering or electrical
Yeah.
engineering department that has this, that has that. We'll get there, maybe not now.
I hope so.
Because I mean,
But there are some
we're
groundbreaking
70
research papers, but
Right.
it's the
it's implementation. So that's what I'm saying, that it can serve as
Yeah.
the ground where we start.
Yeah.
And then we expand it. Look, because a university is a whole community on its
It is.
own.
It
There is everything there.
Exactly.
I mean, there are schools there. There are, churches in there.
Yeah.
We have health facilities. Everything. So we can explore a lot more.
it can be a model economy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because that's where
Absolutely.
we perceive that the finest brains
Brains
are.
are.
So if the finest brains are unable to now show working,
Yeah.
then it will
That
be
becomes
a
a
reason
challenge.
why the country is not showing working.
Yeah, that becomes a challenge. We'll get there. That's why we must pay particular attention to research. You see, elsewhere, research is a big deal for any establishment.
Yeah.
R&D.
They think, see, Suna and Co. They spent more than 9 months, and then the other man at the International Space Station. Why? Because the scheduled return was dislodged one way or the other.
Yes.
But guess what? They will rest assured that regardless, they will be brought back home.
Yes.
They've been brought back home.
Yeah.
Somebody will wonder, okay, of what use is going to space
Yeah.
to anybody when it was started? Same way we questioned Nkrumah when he started the Akosombo Dam.
Yeah. And even the nuclear plant.
Exactly. Eventually, we had to surrender it.
It's there. They've been trying. They've been trying very hard to
It's
develop it so that
it's a
because
reorientation
they
we
argue
need.
that in terms of power, it's actually a cheaper alternative.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But you see, initially the world was focusing on the negative aspect of nuclear
Yes.
energy. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it. Without looking at the fact that eventually that will be our salvation.
Yeah.
There are positive uses to nuclear energy than just developing atomic bombs.
We
and
just
then-
need to get a reactor, and then
Yep.
we can get enough benefits from that.
And now the experts are leaving. We talked about a story from Ghana Atomic Energy
Yes.
Agency
Yes.
about a few days ago,
Yeah.
where the fine brains.
Have left.
Yes,
No, because for how long can you wait?
that's the point.
And I say that it's there are times where people leave an establishment or
Yeah.
a place
Yeah.
not because they do not love the
Yeah.
place. It's unfortunate. They leave because the conditions of service or the things that are supposed to make them function properly do not exist. So
Exactly.
it does not show off their best capabilities.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's why some doctors leave, because
Exactly.
their goal is to save lives, and whatever they see around them are death traps. So
Exactly.
they'd rather go to where there are machines that will help their work and make them succeed in what they're
And
doing.
it's always not the money.
It's
Oh,
not-
no,
it's
no,
not
no, no,
always
no,
their
it's
money,
because
it's
of
always
the
money.
money.
Doctors in their sober moments
Yes.
will look at how many lives
Yes,
They
they have saved.
lost in
Yeah.
their hands.
Yes.
Right? As compared to how many lives they have
Saved.
saved.
Yes.
The system here makes it easy for you to lose many lives than systems elsewhere. Let me tell you something about Professor Loti. I'm sure everybody listening to us, if not everybody, many people listening to us, and all of us around here might have heard of Professor Loti.
Yes.
Professor Loti was
The
develop-
mathematician.
Exactly, was helping NASA and developing things for NASA to go to space. Imagine he has stayed here. Which space? Space to space.
Oh,
That was such a low blow.
let's go to the portals. Why? starfm.com.gh. Mahama urges Ghana Bar Association to help cleanse judiciary of corruption. NSA employs 13,700 trained teachers for 2025-2026 national service. Also, some government of Ghana payroll salary suspended over NIA number inconsistencies. Apao Redu appointed deputy managing director Metro Mass Transit. I hope you help your boss to give it a facelift. Metro Mass, when you go to their car park, broken down vehicles,
the bus terminal, eh?
It's just like STC, same. Over dependence on T-bills for government financing unsustainable. That's according to Stanbic Bank. Is it Stanbic Bank that is saying it, or somebody at Stanbic Bank that is saying it?
I'm sure it's somebody at Stanbic Bank, but
all
the
right.
people has decided to.
$2 million Sky Train scandal. Peter Meo released after arrests. Parliament repeals e-levy, and Mahama nominates 72 persons for DCU positions. That's it for starfm.com.gh.
On the withdrawals from a few sums, Jeff, the chief, says he disagrees and that the bank equally has a responsibility. Yes, I agree to that extent that he says he was going to withdraw 40,000 Ghana cedis. He was asked a number of questions, but you know why? Because no bank wants you to withdraw that much. Because the longer you keep your money with them, the more money they make, right? So sometimes they actually find a way of discouraging you from withdrawing.
But it also depends on the account you're running and how much is in your account.
Exactly.
So you have 41,000, you're coming to withdraw 40,000.
That's the problem.
Why?
That's the problem.
But if you have 2 million, because I have seen someone, in fact, I worked to a bank, and that was one of the days that I felt really sad about myself.
How?
Because I worked to the bank, and I was going to withdraw 5,000 cedis, and I felt so good about it.
Yeah.
Then this man who looks young in shorts comes in, and then the manager quickly, and then I overheard them talking. The man wants to withdraw 2 million Ghana cedis.
Hey.
Okay, hey, you see why I felt sad for myself.
And now I feel sad for you.
Thank you. Then the bank the manager then said, you know what? Oh, we do not have that much cash, so we'll call our other bank so that they can bring us cash. So if you could just wait. He says, okay, cool, I'll wait.
Yeah.
And I was just there, and I was holding the should I go home?
Say life no bad.
No,
I think you could have just told them that they should do Momo for you. Because the way it is.
Yeah, so you can withdraw.
Yeah.
It depends on the kind of account you're running. Yeah. Jeff, the 40,000 will ask you because what was left after the 40,000?
Yeah, Jeff.
So perhaps that's why they were putting questions.
Yeah.
But I don't think any bank would want to question you when you are withdrawing. If you are withdrawing 2,000, nobody. In fact, 10,000, nobody will ask you.
Imagine you have a dollar account.
Yes.
And you go there and you are withdrawing.
Yeah.
The fact that you've been able to have a dollar account is enough to tell them that, unless they feel they have wronged you, right? Because there is a limit that if you withdraw, they were like, no, this one, there's something wrong.
Yeah. You are closing the account.
Yes, good. And then sometimes too, especially in countries where there are kidnappings, right? The banks can tell that there's something wrong
money.
if you go and withdraw. And sometimes that can serve as a trigger.
Yes. Yeah, and if the bank notes you for withdrawing
certain amounts.
Yes, certain amounts.
Yeah. So all of a sudden you're
they know there's a threshold.
Yeah.
Then maybe Joshua, for instance, he's been withdrawing 500.
Yeah.
And that day he goes, he said wants to withdraw 5,000.
Yeah. Yeah. May have withdrawn 80 cedis before. But then it was 8,000 though, right? 80 cedis. Before the denomination.
8 cedis was 8,000.
8,000.
Yes. So 800,000.
But that was money back then.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's not a problem at all.
But they were looking at me while I was using the ATM. That was a Ghana Commercial Bank, our own bank.
Please.
City Newsroom, my government has no animosity towards judiciary. That's President Mahama. Will win fight against Galamsey Amakofi-Boa assures. And Lance Minister Defense recruitment of River Guards.
Hold on. Jeff is defending himself. At that point, his account held over 100K.
Allah!
You cannot do
Jeff,
that. Yes.
I apologize.
Yes.
I
Jeff,
think,
don't mind them.
No, but you see, but like we said, so many factors.
Yeah.
Do you consistently withdraw that kind of amount?
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah,
so Jeff can also tell us that.
Yeah.
So we are looking at the variables. Yeah. But for like I said, a man comes to withdraw 2 million Ghana cedis. No questions asked. The next thing was that we are calling our branch to bring us cash for you. No questions. No long talk. Yeah. So that's it. We don't want rice. Edumfa victims jail at Muntaka. And then Galamsey hasn't deteriorated under Mahama. That's Isaac Tando saying that Mahama has no role in Chief Justice's removal. Dr. Kote Jani clarifies. And we had same here when we spoke to yesterday on the morning show. We spoke to Ansan Sare and then Inusa Fusheni. They all said, well, John Mahama has no role. It depends on the Council of State and the committee that is set afterwards. Feel free to criticize my government. Mahama is telling the Ghana Bar Association. He says it's open. Do what you want to do. And then 40 sacked workers sue government for wrongful termination.
And I'm told it's the former AG that's leading the charge.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So I think they've written it in a story format even, and it's on his Facebook wall.
Okay. No problem.
To simplify
I think Dominic Hayeni shouldn't delegate. He should
Amano,
take this up directly.
Mano a mano.
And they should telecast it live.
Yeah.
We'll make
Damien
that, we'll make that request for that special. Damien. So after that, there will be damages.
Like you don't want to bomb.
No, that's it.
You don't want to bomb.
When people have a cacao.
What?
Okay.
So for those who don't know,
Okay. I understand. I now get it. Freestyle. You're calling style. Charlie, thank you all very much.
It was welcome.
We'll
you
go
have
for
50
a break.
minutes.
It's still the morning star here, so I was ready for 5 of them.
Charlie, how you doing? Charlie, what's up? Me, I did. How you doing?